You do like it here, don't you?
I suppose I'm not terribly good at holidays.
Want everyone to enjoy it. It's so good for us.
Of course, the whole business has been a terrible shock. Now, I didn't actually know Fosdyke, but my wife met him.
I'm Vittoria Dulcibene. We live, you might say, in the next castle.
I must say, I keep looking for clues about Mr. Kettering.
Buonasera, signora Kettering.
Buonasera.
Da Claudio.
Steaming open other people's letters, Mollycoddle.
Lots of figures in lira on the back of this. And 3 letters. UIC. Have you any idea what UIC stands for?
Your pool all right at La Felicita, is it?
I paid a huge sum of money to get the water back. Should come out of the rent. I'll have to speak to Mr. Kettering about it.
When? When will you do that?
When I find him.
Dearest Marcia, I'm missing you and the Dolce Vita very much indeed.
Who is this Marcia?
I told you, just a client.
I don't believe you!
I saw the Palio myself. Had other fish to fry in my salad days in Siena. You children are going to be luckier than I was.
Yes, did they get to see anything?
It might give me a jotting.
Probably get a better view on the TV in the bar in Montana.
Flags of all the parishes competing. The dragon, the hedgehog, the panther, the giraffe.
You're still angry.
Angry at all?
I do feel terribly guilty.
Nothing to feel guilty about. It's the worst part of it. All that deception just so that you could have lunch.
What do you want me to do?
Perhaps feel something for a change.
Shall we, old fellow? Anything you'd like me to post for you?
Sandra, carissima. Carissima, come stai?
Sandra. Is that an Italian name?
Oh, quite common, I believe. I don't think I ever achieved Sandra.
You see, it's hopeless.
I'm not here with the family, Molly. Who are you?
Crazy!
Rosie Fortinbras, by all that's wonderful. I used to have the pleasure and privilege of taking you out when you were at school with the Mollycoddle. I must say you don't look a day older. Going to the races?
We're watching from a window in Dr. Marichetti's apartment. It's the only way to see the Palio.
I do so agree. The good doctor has invited us too.
What?
This way, my group.
Is this all right?
Of course it is, old thing. Put your faith in old Haverford.
Orlando has invited all of you.
He can well afford it. He's the best gynecologist in Siena.
As a matter of fact, he's a dentist.
Oh, sorry. Must have got hold of the wrong end of the stick. Ah, Dottore, how very good to meet you.
Oh, ciao, Rosie. Come stai?
Orlando.
Ciao, caro.
Head of Dan's Scrittori Inglesi.
You are a writer?
I am charged with the delightful task of describing the Palio as seen from the windows of your superb apartment. My work will appear in the famous giornale La Spia, the Informer.
You are to write about my apartment.
Mainly. Oh, I may add a paragraph or two about the Palio.
You have brought your family in order to write about my apartment?
Oh, it will illustrate the hospitality of the Italian people towards women and children. As you see, these are undernourished children from our poverty-stricken England. They will take little or no room in the windows of your superb apartment. You are really molto gentile.
Si accomodi, prego.
Your father has now got a nerve.
You get everywhere, don't you, my dear? Even into Orlando Marochetti's.
It's very kind of him to invite us.
The apartment belonged to his wife's family, of course. I don't wish to sound snobbish, but those of us who move in society do not know dentists. But on the day of the Palio, one such person become an old friend. Oh, Orlando! No!
Poor Carlo. He's exhausted. I have been rather putting him through it. We've done the whole Piero della Francesca trail, from the frescoes in Arezzo to that extraordinary flagellation in Urbino.
We're going to do that too. Mr. Kettering recommended it.
Buck always wants his tenants to do what he does. He seems to think that's the way the house likes it.
What do you mean?
He wants them to have 3 girls, because he has 3 girls. He wants them to have dinner on the terrace, because that's what he does. By candlelight, to music, preferably Puccini.
I thought he'd chosen us.
Oh, because you were someone special. Sorry. He treats everyone who takes La Felicita like that. He's really very vain.
Have you seen him lately?
Well, not all that lately. We're good friends, of course.
Are you?
Sometimes says I'm about the only Brit he can trust. Why do you ask?
I want to tell him that's all. About the trouble we've had with the water.
Oh, Buck's terribly sorry about that.
He knows.
Well, I mean, he would be sorry. I'm sure he wants you to have a super holiday. Well, I'm going to find another glass of this peach stuff. That's the trouble with the Italians. They're not serious drinkers. What about Sandra?
Doesn't sound an Italian name.
Well, the same it is, you know. Buck and I both have this thing about natives. Because Sandra's very intelligent. You could never accuse my Carlo of being intelligent. Keeps his brains strictly between his legs. Don't you, my darling?
Did you see that the winning horse gets at the end? Whoever wins gets that big banner. I don't know why the 4 oxen are there.
In those days, when I used to take you out to lunch, Rosie, you were my belle ideal schoolgirl. So slender, so appealing, with the looks of a delinquent page boy. I was always disappointed that Molly turned out so large. When we get back to London, I wonder if you'd have time for a bit of lunch.
You don't mind?
Oh, no. Delighted. You remember, Molly, when we used to take little Rosie out to lunch? Anyone got a match?
Oh, yes, I've got one somewhere. There.
That little trattoria down the King's Road. Cannelloni, and a couple of bottles of Orvieto.
In the Palio, it's less important to win than to see your enemy come second.
Winning is a disaster. It's so expensive in brides and parties.
The only point in winning is to save yourself the humiliation of coming second.
I am of the Porcupine parish. I prayed last night to God that the Porcupine would not come second.
cows. Does that count?
Of course it counts. The horses are always the heroes. The men on their backs have very little to do with it. So the horse won for Wolf Parish and Cockahoo.
But the porcupine came last.
That is true. But the goose was second. And since the Middle Ages, the porcupine has saved the goose. Tonight we shall be celebrating, while the gooses hide their heads in shame.
Well, wasn't that a splendid spectacle, old thing?
Thanks.
Not mine.
Doesn't it come in useful to have an old father who can tell a thumping lie whenever the occasion demands? Jottings from Tuscany by Haverford Downs. Marriage, wrote Robert Louis Stevenson, who may have had some cause to know, is a battlefield. Although that is undoubtedly true, hostilities are carried out in a very different way in England and Italy. At home, we believe in the uneasy truce and the balance of terror. A preemptive strike may lead to the divorce court in a lonely old age without the comfort of a domestic quarrel. So the war remains cold with, at best, formal exchanges, and at worst, the severing of diplomatic relations. In Italy, they order things differently. In the 18th century, an old and crusty baron, Dolce Bene, lived in Rome. At a ball, his beautiful young wife danced once too often with a young cavalry officer. The baron dragged his young wife from the ballroom, and for the rest of her life, she was a prisoner in the castle at the end of our road. The baron devoted his life to guarding his prisoner and blending black and white grapes to make the perfect Chianti. Things didn't end so happily for the cavalry officer. He was found floating face downwards in the Tiber a few weeks after the fatal ball.
Holidays impose a particular strain on marriage. Partners miss a supportive job situation, where attentive secretaries and glamorous bosses act as spouse substitutes and proxy partners.
Be awful if they split.
That'd be so awful. My friends all say it's much easier to get out to the Muckrakers Club, things like that, if there's only one of them to stop you.
What friends say that?
No, my friends.
Whose fault is it anyway? Is it Dad's?
You mean, has he got a girlfriend?
Isn't he too old?
I don't think he's that much interested. I don't know about her.
I asked my old friend Don Marco how many of his flock might at some time or another have been guilty of a crime of passion. The wise old cleric told me that Italian women might take it as a compliment that murder might be committed on their accounts, even if they often become their victims. The crime passionnel is, according to my religious advisor, the greatest compliment an Italian can pay to a married. At least it means the husband has found something to feel passionnel about.
Fermi. Bene.
Perhaps English women have become so nervous and unhappy because their husbands no longer resort to assassination. My God, Mollycoddle, aren't you putting old Hughie through the ordeal by fire and ice? Chaps do send the odd furtive PC when they're on holiday, you know. It's been a fact of human nature ever since the postcard was invented.
You were listening to our quarrel.
But what do you expect? No secrets in the family.
Hugh hasn't been unfaithful.
Yes, I can see that must be very hard to excuse. Poor old Hughie. All froth and no Guinness makes you despair of the fellow. At least when I sent postcards, I had more than an academic interest in the young lady concerned.
Do you call regular little lunches on the quiet academic?
Of course I do. And so is kissing a bit of crackling goodbye in the wide open spaces of Chancery Lane.
Did you say Chancery Lane?
Well, it was just a figure of speech.
Is that where the Dolce Vita is?
I've no idea.
Near the Informer office. You mean you actually saw them?
Now, mollycoddle, it was a pure guess. Just something I happened to say, that's all.
I don't believe you!
It isn't important whether you believe me or not. What's important is that you should understand me. And even understand poor old Hughie a little. The truth is probably the least important thing about us.
Molly?
Why did you have to kiss that Tobias woman in Chancery Lane?
Who told you that?
Excuse me. Why on earth did you have to wait until my father was coming down the street? Were you afraid I might not get to know?
Aqua. There's got to be aqua something. Go for the A's.
Well, not necessarily.
Why?
We probably starts with tea for Toscana.
Excuse me, I couldn't help overhearing. Having trouble with your water? It's a terrible problem in these hills. There's a Tuscan saying, watermelons are wonderful to eat and wash your face with.
You're English?
Yes.
We took a villa here through Paradise Palaces in the Fulham Road. Well, now we've found we've got everything but water.
Timmy can't exist without his bath in the morning.
And Hermione can't even wash her hair.
Of course, we rang up Paradise Palaces, but they didn't want to know.
So, if you could tell us what the Italian for waterboard is, I mean, so we could ring up.
And create a bit of a stink.
Italian for waterboard. It's called Idrico. Do you want me to take you there?
£250?
Could be if they haven't paid up for half a year. I mean, you can't live without water, can you? By the way, what's the name of your house?
Perdita. It means lost, doesn't it? Lost without water. We were so looking forward to Italy. Our honeymoon in Tenerife was a bit of a disaster, quite honestly.
Hermione was laid low by a dubious prawn. What's the really exciting thing to do round here?
Follow the Piero della Francesca trail, all the way to his great painting of the flagellation at Urbino.
Sounds a bit kinky.
It's the greatest small painting in the world. Per favore? Vogliamo pagare il conto dell'acqua per la casa perdita di Mondano in Chianti.
I will look it up. Excuse me.
La signora Catering? Da Claudio.
Do you know Croydon?
Well, we've heard of it.
I was there as a student. Now I'm working for the Idrico. Teachers of philosophy are not well paid in Italy.
So, we're awfully sorry.
see. Claudio says this has been arranged. There's no more to pay.
Claudio?
Yes.
Your water supply will be restored at once.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Arrivederci. I hope very much I will see Croydon again before I die.
UIC, Ufficio Idrico Comunale. It is excellent news that the whole business has been done successfully. Now we can enjoy the future without anxiety. We will meet very soon, I hope. For the moment I send this messenger. Distinti saluti, Claudio.
Packing, are you?
Of course not. Just sorting things out.
I bet you're going to say no to this.
Why?
Because you say no to everything I want to do.
Oh, that's ridiculous, darling.
I'll say yes to some things, like tidying up my bedroom or looking after Jackie for the afternoon. It's always no when it comes to going out and meeting my friends.
What friends?
Actually, one of my friends phoned me up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to know who it is?
Only if you want to tell me.
I thought you wanted to know the names and addresses of all my friends, just so you could check I wasn't sniffing glue or anything. As a matter of fact, it's Chrissy Kettering. And she doesn't have to ask her mother before she does anything at all. If she did, her street cred might suffer.
Don't mind at all you meeting Chrissy Kettering. Might be quite useful. What's the plan?
Well, it seems there's this really trendy disco in Poggibonsi.
How are you going to get there?
Well, the Italian boys have all got these really safe motorbikes. They can each take a girl and Sam's invited.
No.
You really enjoyed saying that, didn't you?
Not on motorbikes.
Well, why not? Except we might possibly have a good time.
Hola.
Let me see.
Janet.
Come on, don't be mean.
Shut up. Pass them to you. Come on. She looks different. You think she looks different?
She's changed a lot.
Really? How do you think?
Well, she's not being very nice to you, for instance.
Crossed her mind she might have someone else.
Why ever should you think that?
She goes off alone to Mondano. And do you know what I found her doing the other morning?
Yes, tell him.
Packing.
Packing?
Well, something with her suitcase.
Mum isn't going anywhere, is she?
Seems she was thinking of it.
Thinking of what?
Clearing off.
It's happened to all my friends' parents. They've practically all split up.
Yes, well, she didn't go, did she?
Not this time. She probably stayed for the sake of Jackie.
Jackie, that's all she thinks about.
Oh, Gams.
What do you mean? She wouldn't stay for the sake of Haverford.
No, it's because he's longing for you two to divorce and she doesn't want to give him the satisfaction. Looking really old.
Well, hello there. Long time no see. Do you mind if I join you? Senta. Doppio gin con tonica, per favore. Grazie, old son. Everything going smoothly at La Felicità now?
And no further trouble with the water, if that's what you mean.
Well, be thankful now that's over. It's best forgotten.
I suppose so.
Sensible chap. I wish you'd tell your missus that.
Tell her what?
I think she's making a big mistake.
Why?
Poking her nose into things that don't concern her.
What sort of things?
Other people's business. You've only been here a couple of weeks, haven't you?
Yes, that's all.
Ah, grazie. Cheers. Why don't you tell your missus to relax and enjoy her holiday?
Look, I really don't see that it matters to you what she does.
Tell her that it takes years to get to know the ropes around here. Fosdyke thought he understood the place. Seems he didn't.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Want me to spell it out for you? There are ways and ways of dealing with the Italian burocrazia. You can't just blunder into it.
Mollycoddle, tell me honestly, how would you feel if I decided to marry again?
Anyone in particular?
It would have to be an old girlfriend. I might not be able to put much of a show these days, but at least we'd have our memories. And it would have to be somebody self-supporting, or better still, Haverford-supporting.
Who on earth are you going to find to support you?
What would you think of Nancy Ledbetter?
But she didn't even remember you.
Always one for a joke, old Nancy. Still, we were happy once, you know. I'm sorry not to see you happy. Is that my fault? Would you say?
I'm perfectly all right.
Or is there something in what old Don Marco said? Do English women want husbands who care enough to kill for them?
Photographs. Quite good. Some of them. I got San Gimignano wine, Pan Forte, and Triumph, the Times.
Oh.
We had a good time.
Did you?
Yes, the girls, you know. They were actually talking to me about what they thought. And that fellow Corduroy came up to us. He said I should speak to you. Tell you not to put your nose into other people's business. Something about the water board. Oh, it's a bit offensive, actually.
Yes, I suppose he might have been.
Dad, do you want to see my back dive or don't you?
Yes, all right. Well, see you later then.
I'll come with you. I feel a jutting coming on.
Giovanna? È il signor Catherine?
Sì, signora, è il padrone.
So, Kettering was alive and well on the day we went to Siena. The day the water ran out.
Call me.
Niente, Giovanna. Grazie.
So you're curious about Buck Kettering? Well, I can tell you about Buck. Of course, I've known him since he was quite a lad. Longer, in fact, than I've known your father.
At last, Nancy, it's all coming back to you.
Haverford and I were chums, of course. More years ago than a girl likes to remember. I suppose that's why I invited you to dinner. Oh, and to meet Prince Tosti Castelnuovo. Did I forget to introduce you?
No, Nancy, you have not forgotten.
But you all know each other?
We've never met before.
Oh, then you'll be able to remember old times.
No, you vague, dear old thing. We'll be the ones to remember old times. As far as I'm concerned, this evening is dedicated to the remembrance of things not necessarily past.
I was never quite sure what your father was talking about.
No, we had other ways of understanding each other.
But, no, was it you that asked me about Buck Kettering?
No, it was my wife.
Well, of course, it would be.
I just wanted to know what sort of man owned La Felicita.
That's the house you're renting.
Yes.
No spiders in it, are there? I wouldn't pay the rent unless the accommodation is completely spider-free.
Buck Kettering came to work for my husband when he was quite young. I don't know what he did exactly. He was tea boy, runner, general dog's body, but very willing. There was nothing Arnold couldn't ask him to do. He took a liking to him and promoted him in the property business.
In Nancy's house, I didn't see a single spider. I give our hostess the credit for that.
Arnold always gave the young boys an area, a little kingdom, he called it. But Kettering's kingdom was around Buckland Crescent in Whitechapel. He used to collect the rents, manage the properties. Arnold said he managed them beautifully.
Tremendously good fellow, your husband. I always thought he had a lot in common with the late Lord Nelson. Always ready to turn a blind eye.
So that's how he got the name, Buckland, after his area. But when he came to us, he was Terence. Oh, I think of him as young Terry still.
But isn't he obsessed with Italian painting?
But do you think that's odd in an East End rent collector?
Perhaps. Little.
Well, Buck had better taste than I did, quite frankly. He got so good at it, Arnold used to send him abroad to buy things. He came back with some marvellous bargains.
You were always the jewel in Arnold's collection. Happily for us, you were always on display.
But how did Buck get La Felicita?
Did I tell you about my disastrous stay with Peter Pergolesi?
We used to have him out here to stay. I mean, part holiday and part to look after our business interests here.
So you have a business here?
My dear, Arnold had a business everywhere. But Buck used to go and look at paintings all over Tuscany, always on his own. He used to say they have to be enjoyed in secret. Well, he had a bit of money by then, thanks to Arnold. When he found La Felicita, it was a ruin. Cows and horses on the ground floor, chickens upstairs. So he did it up. And then he looked around for a wife. He found Sandra behind a counter in a chocolate shop in Siena. She turned out to be particularly good at business, all that sort of thing. I suppose you might say she was a bit common.
Common?
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm dead common.
Uncommonly attractive, I'd say.
Nonsense! I'm as common as dirt. Always have been. Now, Arnold's father was a little tailor in the Commercial Road. Oh, he was never in the least bit common. Buck was a lad from Buckland Crescent. He wasn't common either. I mean, look at the way he's done up La Felicita. There's nothing common about that, is there?
No. It's beautiful.
There is nothing beautiful about Peter Pergolese's house at Porto Rico. I woke there about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep. So I turned on the light to read. And what should I see but a huge spider hanging from the ceiling by means of a string produced from its own body. Disgusting.
Who is this old boy exactly? Do you expect him to live through dinner?
Don't be naughty.
Quietly as possible.
It's always a great help to us.
Not to disturb the insect. Then I packed all my clothes and shut the case. The spider was still hanging there, and I tiptoed out of the room. It seemed as if its awful little eyes were upon me. I went out the stairs and let myself out of the front door. Then I walked to the closest hotel, and luckily there was a porter on duty and a vacant room. Early the next morning, I returned to my own home in Milan. I will not stay with Peter Pergolese again. I become nervous of spiders and of homosexuality. And at his house, one finds both, believe me.
The children said they once saw a scorpion at La Felicità. But I think they were only boasting.
Well, my dear, have I satisfied your curiosity about your landlord?
Except for one thing.
What's that?
Where is he?
I think we'll have coffee in the sitting room. Oh, wouldn't that be cozy?
All those years ago, when Arnold was buying this place and sent you out to have a look at it, and I was in Siena, allegedly writing my Oscar Wilde on the soul of socialism, but really so that we could meet.
And did we?
What?
Meet?
You don't remember?
I remember coming here when there was no furniture and the mess old Baderini had left it in. I remember the cold and the stone floors.
You obliged me just over there, before you had a single carpet down.
Oh, this place is too big for me now.
Too big for one person.
Mm. I rattle around it like a pea in a drum.
But for 2 people?
It didn't seem big when Arnold was here.
Oh, I think Arnold would have approved.
Yes. What of?
All of us being together. He always liked you being with artists. Artists need you, Nancy.
I wouldn't mind the taxes, the snakes that I would mind most of all. The snakes is what I would mind most of all, rather than the tax, you know.
Hasn't the time come for us to begin again where we left off?
Where was that?
How sad and mad and bad it was. But oh, how it was sweet.
I do seem to remember coming here with you when the house was empty.
You said that you were alone now. Well, I'm lonely too. Although I can hardly say I rattle around in my poor little flat in the world's end. No, what I should really like to do with my life is to...
What would you like to do?
Excuse me. Back in a minute.
should have told you, I should have made clear to you about Buck. As I said, Arnold brought him up in the business. Then Buck carried on some things as Arnold would have wished. That was all.
I think I understand.
I don't think women should take too much interest in business. Arnold believed in the family. He thought the man should run the business. He'd turn in his grave at some of the things Sandra's been doing.
Isn't Buck running the business anymore?
Run the business? You wouldn't expect me to do that, would you, Nancy? It's the police.
Che succede?
Anyone foolish enough to keep a spindly tin statue wired to the cop shop just in the place where a chap wants to pump ship, he's asking for a very nasty surprise.
I don't think she was surprised by the police. I think she'd been expecting them for a long time. I've got a subject for one of your jottings.
Is it something unbelievably sexy about homemade ravioli?
Wouldn't you like to expose the water racket? The readers of The Informer would be fascinated.
Water racket? I know nothing about it.
Water's like gold in these hills, everyone tells you that. Don't you think Arnold Ledbetter tried to cash in on it?
Old Arnold, who always turned a blind eye.
Not when he saw the chance of making money. All he needed were friends in the water board who could turn off the supply. And desperate householders were prepared to pay through the nose to get their water back.
You forget that poor old Arnold's been called by the great property developer in the skies.
And Nancy's taken over the business.
Oh, Nancy says that women shouldn't be concerned with business.
So she left it all in the capable hands of Buckland Kettering.
Your friend?
I'm sure Sandra had a great deal to do with it. She's got no old-fashioned ideas about a woman's place being in the bedroom. She got the letter from Claudio and the list of profits from the water board. Sandra seems to have planned to get Buck out of the business.
Be lost and gone forever.
Well, yes.
But Nancy...
You saw her face when the police arrived. In it up to her neck.
My God, what have I done? Spawned a member of MI5?
Don't know who else is in on the racket. I suspect Ken Corduroy, advisor on pools and patios. Baronessa fits in somewhere. Not quite sure where. I'll find out, of course. Senior Fixit must have known what was going on.
Now, what are you trying to make me do to poor old Nancy?
Expose her.
I did that on our sitting room floor about 30 years ago.
Can't you think about anything except sex?
You're such a Puritan, Mollycoddle. Such a Puritan. You surely don't think that I can hope to end my days in the Villa Berberini if I denounce Nancy as a crook.
She's exploiting all of us. I thought you called yourself a socialist.
Well, of course I'm a socialist. Until we've got the red flag flying, we have to live with the rat race. My daughter Molly.
A remarkably inquisitive girl, as I remember.
Mollycoddle has suggested that I devote one of my immortal jottings to the mysterious disappearance of water in Tuscan homes.
I remember, of course. That day when the house was empty. Perhaps I should have one of those tablets in the sitting room floor. Nancy Ledbetter fell here and didn't get up for some time.
Of course, I wouldn't want to write on such a subject.
It's very, very wise of you.
If I were only to become, in some way, part of your family.
I know practically nothing about business matters.
If you thought we could get together again in a rather more formal manner, mum's the word about the water. I'm quite prepared to turn a blind eye to old Arnold's business affairs in view of his magnificent contribution to the arts.
You know, I do look on you as family, Haverford. I always have. And your daughter, too. Charming girl. She wouldn't want to hurt her family's feelings, would she?
I think you and I are going to understand each other, old thing.
the matter? Can't you sleep?
I can hear something.
What sort of something?
Somebody downstairs.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Is somebody?
You want me to go and look?
No.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
You don't want to go, do you?
Considering there's nobody there, it seems unnecessary.
I'm going.
You really want me to come?
Chrissy Kettering.